I want to answer a very interesting question. I've been getting this question from so many ladies out there. And the big question is this: why do men change after sex? This guy has been so friendly to you. He's very kind. He treats you so well. He takes you to places. He calls you nice names. But the day you decide to have sex with him, it's like this guy becomes something different. He goes quiet. He doesn't text back. He just disappears from nowhere, and you wonder what really transpired, and leaves a lot of people with questions. So today I'm going to answer that question: why men change after sex. And I'm going to do it in 3 different ways. 1, a logical explanation. Number 2, I'm going to do a scientific explanation, and then I'm also going to do it from a spiritual perspective. So I'll give you 4 reasons why men change after sex. So the first one is because men view sex as the prize. Men view sex as the end goal. You see, men are results oriented. Women love the process. Women are about the journey. But men, it's about the destination. So what really happens is this: when a man gets sex, it's like he's gotten what he's been fighting for. And it's a very interesting way, because people would spend millions purposely to have sex with someone. I know people that have sold properties and land just to be with someone. There are people who've sacrificed their own careers. Like this guy has spent a lifetime building an empire, then he sacrifices that empire cause of sex. Someone like Samson in the Bible, you saw what happened. That guy lost his eyes, he lost his power, his hair, because, and eyes represent visions, it represents where he's going, his destiny, power. These are his gifts, and people are willing to sacrifice all those things because of sex. A very interesting story, the book of Genesis 34, very interesting story about a guy called Shechem. Shechem saw a girl who was a daughter of Jacob, and Jacob is also another culprit. This guy worked for 7 years just to be with a girl, and then another 7 years to get another one. And then, so now what happens with Shechem? He met Jacob's daughter, and he fell in love with her, and he even raped her. See? But that one had consequences. What happened? Now the brothers insisted, if you want to be at peace with us, this is what you need to do, because you have raped our own sister. This is what you need to do. You need to go and circumcise yourself, and even your entire village. Even your own father has to get circumcised. And that's what happened. Then later at night, these guys, because they were all in a hospital, they were all attacked and killed just because of a girl, sex. How many times have you heard of like this cattle rustling thing that you hear? One village that attacks another village, they steal cows. Those cows, it's because they're going to use them for dowry. So sex causes a lot of conflicts. So the end goal, which is sex, is the reason why a man is with you. So you need to be very, very careful. After sex, he disappears. Now, the other second explanation is something called chemical reactions. Now, scientifically, what happens is anytime you have sex, you have hormones that are produced called oxytocins. Now, oxytocins, they're like hormones that bond you together. Anytime you have sex, you feel a feeling of wanting to be with someone, neediness, and it's very high with women, and also the same case to men. But now it has an effect on men because it reduces their testosterone levels. So that by itself, somehow men don't even know. They just withdraw because they want to go and recharge their testosterone. So they'll probably go working or look for something else, and that's one way in which they will always withdraw from a relationship. Then the third thing is this: anytime you have sex, there's something called lust. Now listen, lust will never produce love. Get that one clear. Lust does not generate love. Anytime you have, you submit to lust, there is something that is produced as well. There is envy, there is jealousy, there is bitterness, there is something called shame and guilt that comes from lust. And look at what happened. Anytime you submit to lust, bad things happen. Evil things happen. A good example of someone like David. David, after he slept with Bathsheba, the next thing he was thinking was how to kill the husband. Yeah, because of lust, submitting to lust, you know. And then the other thing that happens is even someone like there's another one, the son of David. You know, this thing is also hereditary. Yeah? You inherit some things. The son of David called Amnon. A very interesting story. Go read about this story. Now, Amnon fell in love with the sister. The sister was called Tamar. But now, what was interesting is this. Amnon wanted to sleep with Tamar. He thought he was in love, but it was lust that was driving him. The Bible says that when he slept with Tamar, the sister, he hated her more than he loved her. This is a bitter pill to swallow. Let me tell you something. Anytime a man sleeps with a woman, there are those that shift from love. It's not even love, it's lust to hatred. Anytime they are with you because of lust, they will hate you after that. That's why they disappear. They don't text you back. And this is one of the things that you should be very careful. The only place where after sex it generates love is in marriage. That's the only place that love is generated, after sex. Now, the fourth thing that happens is this. After sex, everything changes. If the relationship you had was just a friendship, now it changes. The framing of your relationship becomes different. And I'll tell you why. Because the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 6, the Bible says that there is more to sex than just mere skin on skin. The Bible says there is a spiritual mystery. Another version says that when a man unites himself with a prostitute, they become one. So what has just happened is this. The two of you were individuals before you had sex. But when you have sex, you become one. In fact, you get married. You become married couples. You remember the story of Jesus when he was talking to a Samaritan woman and he said, I want to give you water of life, but you need to come with your husband if you need this water. And the woman insisted, I don't have a husband. But Jesus said, no, you have 5. Because she had been with 5 men. So what I'm trying to say is this. When you sleep with someone, the relationship changes, everything changes, and from there now it becomes, it comes with fear, because now you're not sure what is going to happen in this relationship, because now things become a bit serious now, and you wonder, moving forward, are we now dating? Are we in a relationship? But the truth is, spiritually you're married. That's why men pull out so fast, because men are not so keen on quick commitments. Men want to commit at their own will, not after an incident. Men don't like feeling like they're manipulated into situations. So what do? They pull out, because now sex automatically unites you. Things that you are not expecting. Anyway, the only place you will not have consequences after sex is in marriage. And if you feel like, listen, I want to speak to someone today. If you feel like you really want to have sex, listen, sex is not bad, but those feelings are godly. Anytime you have sexual desires, they come from God. Listen, but sex has to happen in a marriage setup. If you want to have sex, enough sex, a lot of sex, in the morning, in the evening, whatever time you want, wherever, in the kitchen, table room, in the car, if you want to have sex, get married. Paul says, if you are burning with passion, get married.